Hello, I'm Frisky's baby.
I am reviewing my Age of Extinction Snarl, so let's actually get to the review. Right now we're going to look at his weapon, his accessory. This is the only accessory he was packaged with. He was packaged in Beast mode, which actually looked kind of awesome just looking at this Stega mode, which I'll show you later, with this separate. So let's start with this piece of the axe. Really nice detail all the way through. Mine, since I messed around with it a bit, did kind of stress the plastic, so this ain't the best plastic Hasbro's put out. And well, let's hope if they reuse the mold, they use a different kind of plastic for the weapon and stuff, because a lot of the ports are hard to see during the transformation, just due to the fact that they're made of translucent plastic, or they are very easy to wear. So yeah, it does fold up to kind of a what I'm gonna refer to as a butterfly, because it looks kind of like a butterfly. So back up and put it off to the side. It also comes with this club piece. It's actually his tail. He actually slides it into place, and then he can smack you with his axe. It does have a little, now to assemble the axe, as you see, there's a big handle on it. You can hold it with just the handle, but I prefer him holding it as an axe. There's a little notch in, there's a hollow port with a little notch on one side. You put that notch, just slide the blade of the axe right into that notch, and then that just looks awesome. If I had any, that alone is a cool looking weapon. Put it off to the side here, and bring the figure back over. Alright, here's Snarl. Articulation in robot mode. First, before we look at articulation, I want to just show you he has a beautiful head. It's well built, it's beautiful, and he does have almost full rotation of the head. The problem is, well, is the back of his head, but his head is on a ball joint. So yeah, we got his arms. He has kind of what I'm calling a shrug joint due to transformation. So if you wanted to shrug, you can. It's a decent ratchet, and then he also has articulation. He has honestly, he has full 360 arm rotation. He can get his arm can go in and out. He also has, I'll show you that he does have another joint in his arm when we get to beast mode, because it only works in beast mode. He has elbows that bend. Let me just, oh, he has a bicep swivel, so I'll rotate his bicep swivel. Has full articulation in the elbows, just elbows are oriented awkwardly. You know, the instructions have you orient the elbows forward and then have the hands in an awkward position, so I'd rather have the elbows aimed in and give him gorilla arms. Alright, he does have wrist articulation, even though it's kind of useless in gorilla mode. He can have an ab crunch, just have to unclip one joint, and which is actually supposed to be clipped together. So yeah, you got nice detail in the legs. His legs are on ball joints, going that far forward, that far back. He has back. He has that much knee articulation. Let me get his hand out of the way. Yeah, his knee can bend a little over 90 degrees. There's a little panel in there that stops it. Otherwise, it would have. His legs, he has a lot of foot articulation. He can move his foot like that, so like that serve any purpose to you, but it does make it to where he can move his foot back and forth as well as a decent amount of up and down. So if you want to make him stand stabler, there's a little stop in there, and this probably is articulation is better for the beast mode. He does have a fully articulated dino head and one leg. I'll go more detail into that one's articulation later. He can hold his weapon as you saw at the start of the video. Let me just put his weapon back in his hand. So yeah, there's him holding the axe, and he does look quite beautiful. Now, I'll set scale in front of me. Here is a figure that came out around the same time. This is Centuritron. This is Snarl. He's a little taller than Centaur. Here is One Step Robots in Disguise Gold Armor Grimlock. So he's definitely a lot taller than Grimlock. You might see Grimlock. In class comparison, here is Heavy Tread, the legs of Centuritron. Because Centuritron's a warrior class figure made of 3 Legion class figures. So yeah, there's Heavy Tread, there's Snarl. Snarl is towering over. Alright, we got the robot mode comparisons out of the way. Time for transformation. So first, remove the weapon, separate the weapon, and fold this in half. There, weapon is ready for beast mode. Now let's get here. Let's start with the lower half because that's going to be more fun. First, move your foot from this position to this position. Repeat on both sides, but the reason I'm telling you this in particular position is there is a tab in there that lines up with a notch in the plastic of the leg. This leg is kind of loose, but there's a notch that lines up with the plastic that tells you your leg is oriented properly. There is now flip out the beast mode head, and there's an artificial head on the other sides to fill in the gap, which I think is nice, and it keeps the beast mode nice and symmetrical. Then just tab both legs together like so that you have the front of a stegosaurus. Just bring the beast mode legs down. There are tabs on it that peg in either side that are made of clear plastic. They're kind of hard to see. Alright, next we got the entire lower part done. So let's go to the upper part. First, collapse the head in. I like to use the back spines. Most people, the way it's belted, so these are supposed to be flayed out. Peg them together and close them down onto the head. I like to use them to close the head down. It doesn't speeds the transformation. Unclip his lower back to give him an ab crunch, which is actually quite a severe ab crunch. Then using his knee joints and that newly found ab crunch, collapse the entire upper body down onto the lower body. Alright, let's come to the arms. First, rotate them to where the black of the arm is forward, and then rotate that down, and then collapse that entire piece down. Repeat on either side. So, boop, doop, doop. See? Super simple. Use beast mode legs. Take these, unpeg them. I like to actually then orient the beast mode legs up a bit, back a bit, giving him a little more beast mode. this piece, the bottom, the large portion of the axe, there's ports on either side of the tail. Right there. It's hard to see. Yeah, right there. Just peg the axe into one of those. Just to handle the axe and collapse it. And collapse everything together like so. See here, just squish it all together. And boom, your tail is made. Then take this piece, and there's supposed to be a port in the top of the beast mode, as I mentioned earlier in the video, that you peg the axe blade into. It doesn't work. I like to peg the axe, since it don't work, into his axe blade into his leg. Give him kind of a armor piece on one side. Alright, but I'm just gonna remove it and set it off to the side. That's the only other thing I can do. I'm gonna open it back up, set it off to the side, because I might put it in some time when I just play in beast mode. Yeah, look at that. Let's go to articulation right away. But it is a very beautiful figure all the way down. His mouth can open, but it's really hard to do. And there, open mouth. Me Snarl hungry. Yeah, it's kind of one of those little fun figures. And amazing detail. Red eye paint, black eyebrows, and a little bit of silver on the nose. Snap. His mouth can open and close. His head can look that far down, and then you can notice it has a knife joint back of the neck that allows him to kind of peck the dirt or look down a little bit. I want to orient it to the pose that it's naturally at. Let's get into the piece on legs. They're on ball. Front legs are on ball joints. Got a little bit of a knee joint. Side, you got a little bit of move back and forth. You got the elbow now is turned into knee, and you got wrist articulation. Well, you got heel articulation. Nothing at the tail. I won't. Well, that's it for Snarl, except for one comparison. Back. And that's with gold armored gremlin. And there you go. That just shows you that this figure in beast mode does not scale accurately with a one-step figure. Because Snarl would actually be a little smaller than Grimlock, not the other way around. So yeah.
Here's Richard. Goodbye.